This may be a few weeks late, but it's much better than being 3 months late like it was last year. Slowly but surely getting there. Hi everyone, it's Jenny. Welcome back to my channel. If you're wondering what book is on my earrings, it is The Bell Jar, for your information. How are you all? How is your reading year going so far? I have been a bit slumpy and slow, but I feel like I'm getting my mojo back now, which is nice. Normally, I read a lot in January, but I don't know about everyone else, but last year was pretty slumpy for me. Well, in parts. And even though there were many lockdowns and technically I should have had more time than ever to read, I only read 8 more books than I did last year, which is still a lot because I read 308 books in 2020, which I know sounds insane, but I was still getting really stressed out, thinking, oh, I should finish these other 2 books before the end of the year, because then it's a nice round number, because I like nice round numbers, but I didn't, and it's really important for me to realise that's fine. And people, we need to not pressure ourselves. Maybe this is just to me, but maybe you do this too. And it needs to just be said again that we should enjoy reading and it should be chill and no pressure. Whoa, let's take a breath. Okay, but I do have reading goals, even though I haven't set any New Year's resolutions because I just want to get through 2021 in one piece and hope that it's better than last year, which, I mean, it's gotta be, let's be honest. But I thought, go through my goals, some of which are similar to last year, but last year, it's, I have no shame if I didn't achieve things, or if I bought more books than I was meant to. I have no shame. Sorry, not sorry about that. So, I have set my Goodreads goal currently to 100 books. If I get to that, and there's still a bit of the year to go, I will increase it, because I do still like a Goodreads goal. But I'm just going to say, as long as I read 100 books, that's fine. Then I can be chill. I want to diversify my reading a bit more, so I'm going to try and read a short story collection, don't know what my fingers are doing, a short story collection every month, because I didn't realise, but I have so many. I have about 15 of them or something ridiculous, and that means I obviously don't reach for them very often. And I finally finished the Grimm's Fairy Tale collection, so I can move on to other ones. And I also want to try and read, which I'm sure was one of my goals last year, a non-fiction book off of my TBR, because I really didn't do that. If it's not on my TBR, that's okay, as long as I read one non-fiction book, but ideally it would be nice to get that TBR count down. And the other kind of more diversifying thing is I want to read more Asian fiction, or just books by Asian authors, because I noticed that I really make much more of a conscious effort to read books by black authors, but not Asian authors. I have read pitifully few, shamefully few, and they're often quite obvious bestsellers or ones that are nominated for prizes, so it's not like I'm really going out there and exploring that literary world. So if you have any recommendations of books by by Asian even authors, let me know, because I'm very open to suggestions. I think I'm going to take part in the Asian Readathon for the first time. That'd be fun, and that way I can get recommendations and shit. So that's the kind of general monthly stuff that I want to do. I also want to pick 3 little books out of my TBR jar. Well, TBR mug, really. But it doesn't rhyme. Will sound as good. So, it's a TBR jar. And try and read one of the 3. So far, in January, I've done that, which is good. And hopefully that'll just make me kind of remember books that I have and get to ones that I've been neglecting. So, there's the plan with this. In terms of classics shizzle, I want to do the classics community thing again. I don't know what is going on with my hands today. Which is hosted by Lucy the Reader. It's last year, the aim is to read 1 classic a month, and that's just very doable for me as someone who likes classics anyway, but there are some specific things I want to read. So I will do a separate video on the 21 classics I want to read, but I want to read Dombey and Son by Dickens because it's the last novel, you guys, I haven't read by him. So kind of bittersweet, but I think it would be a nice one to end on because I know very little about it and I've heard it's very good. So that will happen at some point this year, and then I can get onto his short stories and juvenilia and travel writing, which should be fun. And then I also want to read the Barsetshire Chronicles by Trollope. Wow, I had to think there. And I have read the 3rd and 5th one because I studied them, and I just would like to read all 6 in order. And I have the first one, so that'll just be a nice project because Trollope's good. Yeah. I want to make, or rather need to make smaller TBRs as well. I'm going to limit myself to 10 books. That might not happen in October, but I know I aimed to do this last year. I don't think I was very successful at it, so I would really, really like to try and do that, because I think I will feel more productive if I have read books that are of a smaller TBR, because I've read a larger percentage then, rather than listing 25 books that I want to read, and it's just not realistic, you realise? It's just not realistic. But the biggest goal is I want to get my TBR, I really, really want to get my TBR under 100. I went from 196 to 126 last year, which I'm still pretty happy with, but I basically bought more books than it was possible for me to kind of get it under 100, and I'm okay with that, because obviously they're books, yay. But this year I've started, after all my Christmas books and the ones I bought in January, I've started with 159, which I know is a lot, it's gone up a lot, but again, that's okay, because I'm not probably going to buy any books until my birthday in May. I'm going to try and just buy books at kind of set times and just do like a haul then, and then I can try and be good throughout the rest of the year. So I think it's more doable. I just would really, really like to get under 100. That's the goal, and that would make me super duper uber happy. So there we go. I think that's all I have. Have you made any reading resolutions or general New Year's resolutions? Let me know. But I hope you have a good reading year. I hope you all just have a better year all round. But I will see you soon for Bookish Shenanigans. Bye!